Hey guys, Mole here. I'm here to give a short guide on getting and spending crystals on Cookie Run Kingdom. Playing Cookie Run Kingdom, we are constantly spending this precious resource, much like some other game we all know. Sometimes we may not know what to spend them on, possibly leading to misspending and otherwise wasting them instead of on something better. This is where I'm here to help. In this video, I've listed ways you earn and should consider spending your hard-earned currency on. Just be sure and keep in mind that this guide should not be treated as fact, but as recommendations from experience. Alright, so let's get on to crystals. They're the core currency that keeps this game driving. That is, unless they add an equivalent to Oven Break's Rainbow Cubes, to which I hope to God does not happen, but I digress. Despite the ways this game asks you to spend them, thankfully they're given out about as much as, well, I'd say, candy. Here, I'll list the main ways of which one can earn these colorful gems. Passing stages in the main story in Dark Mode. Simple and straightforward. Survive each stage for the first time with all units surviving, and you get 3 stars which grant you 100 crystals total. And speaking of stars, collect them all for rewards on each world starting with 300, 500, and 700 crystals final. They all really want you to try your best, so get to it. With that said, let's move on to Arena Season rewards. At the end of each PvP Arena season, depending on your rank, you'll be granted a rather handsome amount of crystals, and just for ascending higher during the season, you are granted then and some as a reward in the meantime. Just be sure and maintain your rank and choose your fights wisely. I should know. Now onto maintenance compensation. The game tends to go under unexpected maintenance every now and then, but hey, it's Cookie Run Kingdom. This was always a waiting game to begin with, so we're kind of just trained to deal with that sort of stuff already, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Usually at the end of these, the devs are generous enough to shower us with compensation, ranging from the thousands of crystals among other things. Personally, I don't mind these as long as there's something to look forward to. I'm usually unaware of them nowadays, and I just like being rewarded for practically doing nothing. Thank you, DevSys! And following with another, weekly event prizes. Every week, there's usually something to do, and among the prizes offered are usually crystals, and it actually starts to add up thanks to the game hardly being greedy with them. As for the other, more minor ways at getting crystals, you can get these through participating in guild battles, sending goods from the jelly trains, gifting from the Tree of Wishes, and from the free daily package. Now with all the ways to earn crystals bought up, let's move on to the ways these crystals could be better spent. By my recommendation, of course. Now let's start with the gacha. No, not the special gacha, the regular one. If you do not have every cookie and are in need of some for whatever reason, such as balloon expeditions or production, then it's highly encouraged to use the regular one over the special. You want a specific cookie, right? Most of them are usually already in the gacha mileage, so if you spend and you don't get what you want, focus your points on getting those stones. It's usually 20 to get any sort of cookie at all. Let me reiterate myself and recommend that you use the regular gacha for more cookies, not the special one. The latter should rather be used only if you want to pull that fancy new one without the intent of getting extra to promote them. Otherwise, get ready to use a lot of crystals, assuming you're not lucky. One is usually enough. Second is for extra production slots. I mean, seriously, if you're ever running low and annoyingly so on any materials, always go for more slots, especially if you have only one of those buildings. For newer players, trust me, expand on wood, sugar cubes, and jelly farms. They're very much the bare essentials. I mean, sure, those crystals will go bye-bye for a simple extra slot, but it pays off in the long run as you progress your kingdom further. Third down to spend on would be treasures, and I'm gonna be honest, it's, in my opinion, the worst gacha at the moment. It's kind of there. The epic treasures are very hard to get as far as my knowledge goes. But feel free and spend on it if you're missing some goodies like the Squishy Jelly Watch or the Ghost Keeper's Horn, as despite being common varieties, they're actually a meta of sorts since they offer team-wide benefits like faster skill cooldown and extra defense. You can never go wrong with those. Lastly, please, if you have not yet, do yourself a favor and buy all those Sugar Gnome huts. Those little guys work hard and will make your kingdom expansion progress much faster. So why let one little gnome do all the work when you can get things done at 3 times the pace? It's very much worth every crystal spent. Now, what is recommended that you should not be spending your crystals on? Well, that's actually a very easy question to answer. Don't ever spend your crystals on buying materials that you could otherwise just wait to produce. I mean, seriously, it costs over 400 to make 18 jelly beans? That's like literally 6 minutes worth of waiting. That's ridiculous. Frick that. Then we have speeding up production and materials, to which I say don't bother with it either and use a speed up unless you don't have any, to which just use these crystals as a last resort. I found myself to be in situations where I could just not wait another few minutes, so anything goes. Now for my last point. Okay, I'm just gonna leave a warning here. You might want to lower your volume. Okay. Do not spend all your crystals on the special gacha! Be careful and consider prioritizing your crystals on much better things, unless you really want that certain unit. Do not fall for the temptation that is the special gacha, and the trap of showing that oh so cool, colorful, new, fancy unit, but at the moment, Espresso deals more damage, and ones like Herb give the most healing, so maybe try going for those instead. I would not have been yelling this out if I had not seen so many players already use their crystals up and proceed to screech at 1 billion decibels as to why they did not get their cookie and only a few soul stones. To which I mean, it is a gacha after all. It has the potential to be unfair like that, and it's a gamble. And with everything I've said, I hope you've gotten something out of this short guide I made, and that it could help you in the near future. If you want to help me out, simply leave a like on this video and tell me in the comments, what's your most favorite cookie for the time being? Personally, I can't ever let go of licorice. Alright, that's all I've got to say now. Consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content, and see you next time. Mole out.